Coco Gauff just sent a shockwave through the tennis world with a single post that changed everything. The screen went dark and the message was clear. Instantly remembered why I shouldn't be here. This was not just a tweet. It was a final, desperate cry for help from a champion who has reached her limit. The reality is that the WTA's golden girl is in a total state of digital meltdown. But the meltdown isn't coming from Coco. It is coming from the toxic, manipulative system that refuses to protect its greatest assets. The fans are being exposed for the absolute chaos they have created in this young woman's life. And right now, the WTA executives are in panic mode because their biggest star just pulled the plug on the industry's primary marketing tool. Coco Gauff is the hero of this story, the brave truth teller who finally had enough of the lies. The villains are the faceless trolls and the corporate suits who watched it happen and did nothing. This scandal started the moment Coco stepped off the court in Miami. She had just fought through a brutal draw, proving once again that she belongs at the top of the game. She was the number 4 seed and she played like a warrior. Her on-court focus was legendary. She was hitting backhands with a precision that left her opponents in the dust. But while Coco was winning on the court, a war was being waged against her in the shadows. A month ago, Coco did something that most people in her position would never dare to do. The documents prove she intentionally deactivated her account to find peace. She knew the poison was spreading. She knew the random coaches and the keyboard warriors were waiting for one single mistake. But then, the trap was set. A fan advice moment on Threads seemed innocent enough. It pulled her back in. It gave her a glimpse of the support she thought she had. But the second she opened the door, the villainous side of the internet rushed in to destroy her. The reality is that these people do not want to see a champion. They want to see a breakdown. They want to see a 22-year-old girl crumble under the weight of their own insecurities. As soon as she posted her thoughts, the backlash was immediate and it was brutal. We are talking about targeted, high-level negativity that no human being should have to endure. The comments weren't about her game. They were personal. They were calculated. They were designed to seep into her head and stay there. And Coco's reaction was the only honest thing left in the professional tennis world. She realized that the digital space had become a wasteland of hatred. She typed those words, instantly remembered why I shouldn't be here, and then she vanished. This was a massive public embarrassment for the WTA. They rely on Coco's massive, highly online audience to drive their brand deals and their ratings. But Coco Gauff just proved that your mental health is not for sale. The villainous critics are now trying to claim she needs thicker skin. They are trying to frame her as weak for choosing her own sanity over their entertainment. But the reality is the exact opposite. It takes incredible strength to walk away from a platform where you have millions of followers. It takes a real hero to say that the system is broken and I am not going to be part of it anymore. The immediate aftermath was pure chaos for the tour. While Gauff was focusing on her recovery, the internet was exploding with random coach noise. These are people who have never held a racket but think they can dictate how a Grand Slam champion should live her life. Their accusations are falling apart because the facts are on Coco's side. She is a top 5 player in the world. She has achieved more by age 22 than most of her critics will achieve in a lifetime. But the WTA playbook is what we really need to look at here. The procedural failure of the league is what allowed this to happen in the first place. There are specific rulebook clauses that are supposed to address player well-being, but the reality is that these clauses are nothing more than a calculated lie. They are corporate PR designed to make the WTA look like they care about mental health. In reality, they are doing absolutely nothing to stop the targeted harassment of their athletes. If a player is attacked on the court, there are security guards and fines. But when a player is attacked online by a digital lynch mob, the WTA is silent. They stay quiet because they don't want to lose the engagement numbers that these toxic conversations generate. They are literally profiting off the psychological warfare being waged against Coco Gauff. The financial evidence shows that the more drama there is online, the more the WTA content is pushed. It's a sick cycle that turns athletes into victims for the sake of a few more clicks. This is why the industry is starting to distance itself from the old guard. Sponsors are looking at the way Coco is treated, and they are horrified. They don't want their brands associated with a platform that drives young stars into a state of meltdown. The hero's innocence is undeniable here. Coco tried to play by the rules. She tried to be the cultural trendsetter that everyone expected her to be. But the villainous fans and the corporate system betrayed her. They thought they could use her for her fame and then discard her when she showed human emotion. But Coco Gauff is not a product. She is a person. The systemic implications of this are devastating for the future of the sport. If the world's most popular young player can't find a safe space online, who can? We are seeing a total downfall of the traditional tennis media landscape. The big networks are glossing over the mental health side of this because they're in bed with the tour. They want to keep the diva narratives alive because it sells tickets. But Netcord News is here to tell you the truth that they won't. The truth is that the WTA is facing a legal and ethical defeat that they cannot recover from. Their stars are logging off, their heroes are hiding, and their villains are the ones running the show. The industry is free-falling because it has lost its soul. Every time a random coach on Threads or Twitter attacks a player, the sport dies a little more. And the WTA executives like Steve Simon are the ones responsible for this procedural failure. They have let the inmates run the asylum. They have allowed the negativity to become the primary narrative of the sport. Coco Gauff didn't just log off. She left a burning building. She realized that the house was on fire and the people inside were the ones who started it. The immediate backlash she received for her decision to log off proves exactly why she was right to do it. The villainous narratives are now trying to justify their actions. They are trying to say it was just constructive criticism, but there's nothing constructive about a digital mob trying to break a 22-year-old spirit. The reality is that Coco Gauff's career is not in trouble. The sport is. She will keep winning on the court because her focus is back where it belongs. But the WTA will never be the same after this. They have lost the trust of their most important player. They have shown the world that they will not protect the people who make them famous. This was a calculated lie that they could manage the online presence of their stars without any consequences. Now, the consequences are here. The reputation of the tour is in free fall. The fans who actually care about the sport are disgusted, and the hero, Coco Gauff, is standing tall in the middle of the wreckage. Coco didn't need the random coach advice. She didn't need the toxic validation of a platform built on hate. She only needed to remember who she was, and who she is a champion who doesn't need a blue checkmark to prove her worth. The villains thought they could control the narrative. They thought they could force her into a corner and make her apologize for her success. But their accusations are falling apart under the weight of her results. You can't argue with the trophy. You can't argue with the fact that she is one of the best to ever do it at her age. The industry is now watching as Coco creates a new playbook. A playbook where the player comes first. A playbook where the digital noise is silenced by the sound of a winning serve. The WTA is now desperately trying to bridge the gap, but it's too late. The damage is done. The files show that player dissatisfaction is at an all-time high. Other players are looking at Coco, and they are following her lead. This is the beginning of the end of the toxic era of tennis social media. The villains are losing their power because the hero refused to play their game. They wanted a meltdown, but they got a revolution. The reality is that the digital space is a weapon, and Coco Gauff just disarmed her attackers. Her decision to leave was the ultimate power move. It showed everyone that she isn't the one in control. The WTA thought they owned her voice. The fans thought they owned her time, but they were both wrong. As Coco moves forward towards the next Grand Slam, she does so with a clear head. She has left the villainous noise behind in the dust of Miami. The industry is still reeling from the shock, but the truth is finally out. The system failed, the critics were exposed, and the hero found her peace. The reality is that this was never about a tweet. It was about a young woman reclaiming her life from a world that tried to steal it. The villainous executives and the toxic trolls can keep talking to themselves in the void. Coco Gauff is too busy winning to hear them. The free fall of the WTA's credibility is just getting started. And as the documents and the evidence continue to surface, the world will see just how deep the rot goes. But for now, the story is clear. Coco Gauff thought they'd destroy her, but they only destroyed themselves.